Wonko, an expert in the blockchain industry, a crypto and blockchain instructor, and he has a lot of experience in the industry. He is a respected voice. He also runs an academy. Good morning, Digital Chief, and welcome to the program.
Good morning, viewers. Good morning, DDM. And thank you for once again giving us this opportunity to explain to the world the benefits of this industry and what it holds. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for joining us once again. Before we go into the discussion of today, could you tell us a bit more about your journey into the world of cryptocurrency? What has it been like for you? Tell us your story. How did you find yourself in the cryptocurrency industry? Making all of these decisions, understanding the industry just the way you've understood it today. What was your journey like up to this point?
Okay, basically, I trained as a civil engineer in my academics. But while the school finished from school, I got into the banking industry, where I worked as an operations staff, got into the marketing, and worked in the mortgage sector. I acquired quite a number of experiences in the banking industry. So sometime in 2018, in the course of my business pursuits, I was told about one coin and Bitcoin by a lady I met in transit for a journey. So when she mentioned it, it was strange to me. But after I landed in Lagos, I was traveling to Lagos. So after I landed, I started making research on that. So when I got back into Abuja, I called her back and we talked about it. She said it's a new kind of currency that made its debut into the world market in 2008. So I started studying it, and eventually I got into a group where we were made to pay about $500 to learn more about the blockchain and cryptocurrency in those early days. Now, as if that was not enough, while we were being trained, one lady flew in from Kenya by name Pauline Kituka. She's a Kenyan, a prominent personality that came into Nigeria and got us into a training session, opened our eyes to the blockchain and cryptocurrency, and since then the journey has been smooth. I found pleasure in it, purposely because of the corruption in the finance market. So cryptocurrency and blockchain brought in decentralization in the financial system of the world, not just financial system, and other ways of doing business. Now, my joy about this industry is the fact that it is not under the control of any centralized institution, but the technology that it drives it, which is the blockchain, controls the system. Because systems that are under the control of individuals have messed up the world economy. You see a lot of manipulations here and there. I'm not saying comprehensively that there are no manipulations in the blockchain, but then you could see that technology is no respecter of persons. And I tell people one thing: if the blockchain was under the centralized of the governance system of the world, it wouldn't reach the common man. So if the people or the masses could adopt blockchain, the world finance will be under the control of that technology, and technology is no respecter of persons. It only advances. So we are looking forward to a time where blockchain as a payment gateway and cryptocurrency will take over the center stage of borderless transactions, even local transactions. That's the future we are going into.
Wow, what a journey you've had. That was quite a story to tell. Thank you very much for sharing your journey with us and your story. Now, before we proceed, for our viewers who may not be very conversant with meme tokens, can you give us a brief introduction of what meme tokens are and how they differ from other types of cryptocurrencies?
Okay, that's an interesting topic to look into because most people are confused as to what meme tokens are and in comparison with regular tokens. Now, there is something I want to point out here that should be of interest to everybody that is in the market or newbies that are coming in. The blockchain classifies tokens in different ways: tokens with utilities and tokens without utilities. We have stable coins and volatile coins. We have meme coins, we have metaverse coins, we have NFTs, and the rest of them. Maybe one of these days will take time to explain them one after the other to the masses. For compare meme tokens or what people will call shit coins, which I don't advocate, because no coin is a shit coin. So I want to encourage the masses to understand the difference and not call them derogative names. Because the same coins we called shit coins started with Shiba Inu, the likes of Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, which are among the top 20 coins in the most capitalized cryptocurrency market now. So if they were shit coins, they wouldn't have made it to the top. So no coin should be called a shit coin. Rather, you call them a meme coin. Meme coins are regular tokens that are built on another blockchain. And that's when they are called tokens. But when a coin has its own blockchain, it becomes a currency, or you call it a coin. But the ones that are built on another blockchain, like Donut Grump is a meme token that is built on Solana blockchain. So it's a token. Why Sol, that has its own blockchain like Solana, is called a currency. So a coin or a token that has its own blockchain is called a currency. The rest of them are called tokens.
Interesting.
So
You made
meme
mention of
token,
Donald Trump, a token, Donald Trump. Is this somehow related to former US President Donald Trump in any way? Because the name sounds really familiar.
that's the topic we are going into, the US election and its effect. We'll talk about that. Yeah.
Now
So
let's
the
proceed
difference
here.
between meme tokens have the tokenomics is one of the things that you use to understand the difference. Most meme tokens have a lot of zeros in front of them, that they are very cheap, very cheap compared to tokens with utilities and have its own blockchain. For instance, Shiba Inu started with 9 zeros, 9 decimals before the figure 1. But today, Shiba Inu have risen and been able to cancel about 4, 5 zeros, meaning he has done over 100,000 X in appreciation in value. So Shiba Inu was one of the meme tokens that have gone up, even as it is now, it's still a meme token.
Interesting.
Pepe is a meme token, but
just
they have
quickly, let's just like here's the topic of today. Today's topic is how the US election will have an impact on meme tokens generally, So I want to understand, how do external events such as the upcoming US elections, I mean the US election generally, how do external events like these have an impact on the value and market cap of meme tokens? How do they relate? Can we understand from your perspective?
Okay, if you noticed, or if you have been watching the global events, the US is one nation in the world that is a global power, and its activities affects global economy and politics. It's not just about cryptocurrency and meme tokens. Even in the forex market, what the US do as a global power and a police to the nations of the world affects the economy of the world, one way or the other. So the president of the US is said to be the most powerful president in the world. So whoever that should become, or whoever becomes the president of the US, has a lot of impact to make in the global economy. That's why when they speak, a lot of things. So the selection of a US president have a lot of influence in global economics and politics. Coming to cryptocurrency, the US election have always preceded the trigger of the bull run, which is a time when the cryptocurrency is in upward trend in value, and is a global event that makes impact in the capitalization of cryptocurrency. Now, the decision to select either a female president or Donald Trump has a lot of influence in the meme tokens. The supporters of Donald Trump or Harris are trying to support him by creating meme tokens in his name, which will draw a lot of people in the community that support Donald Trump. So that name, there is a particular coin I will mention. I'm not trying to advertise any coin here, but it's worth mentioning. There is a coin that is called MAGA, which is developed in line with the support for Donald Trump. That coin have done over 1,000x so far. So it is believed that the name Donald Trump have a lot of impact to make, especially when the election is in his favor. So such meme tokens that are developed in support of him will skyrocket in value if the election goes well and Donald Trump becomes the president of the US. Everybody is looking forward to him becoming the president of the US again.
Adi, before
Yeah.
let's not deviate from what we are talking about now. Let's just focus on the meme tokens and leave politics to those who are responsible for that. Let's not be political here.
I'm not publicizing him anyway, but I'm saying how it affects meme tokens.
It's all right. It's all right. Please, please continue.
So, as I was saying, the most programmers are using the names of popular individuals in the global economics to develop coins or tokens, knowing that such names draw a lot of community. And when the community see that the coin is pumping, they will FOMO in. FOMO means fear of missing out. So that's how the influence of the US election in a way will impact the value of meme tokens. On the other way around, if a token is built after a person's name and the person is not doing well in politics or the economy, it also affects such persons because community is key in cryptocurrencies. If you take what happened in Hamster Combat, you'll agree with me that the dump in Hamster Combat is as a result of the performance of the Hamster developers, which did not impress the masses, their community. So these are the way global events affect tokens and meme tokens at the same time.
All right, thank you very much for that breakdown. But we speak about meme tokens. Meme tokens are known for their volatility, and many people see them as speculative assets. Now, do you think the US elections will increase this volatility? If so, how do you propose this will happen?
Like I explained, definitely the US election precedes a trigger. It looks as if the US election triggers the events of bull run after the halving of Bitcoin. So the dynamics of the election has a lot of impact to make in the cryptocurrency because, especially on meme tokens built after the political class.
Yeah.
So the success of, okay, let me give you an example. Sometime in Nigeria, when the election was coming up, there was this coin that is called obedient token, which made wave and generated a lot of income for so many persons. So the volatility of coins follow the community's admiration of the name of the token and what is behind it. If you also look at the meme tokens again, you see that the dog tokens are gaining ground in the space because of the love for dogs and as pets. So community involvement and admiration of a particular token goes a long way. So as the election approaches and supporters are following their candidate, it goes a long way to affect the prices of the tokens.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Were you saying so? Are you done speaking?
Yes.
All right. That explains a lot then. So let's say this election swings to either a Republican or the Democrats candidate. How do you think the impact of the US elections will play out? Say a Republican candidate wins, that's Donald Trump, wins this election, how would it affect the markets? And say the Democrats candidate, talking about Kamala Harris, wins the election, how would it affect the market? How do these two outcomes affect the market in general, talking about the meme tokens market?
The market for meme tokens, like the parent tokens blockchain entirely, can be affected by the dynamics of the election. If the Republican candidate, which is Donald Trump, wins the election, there will be more support for the tokens built after his name. And that will trigger capital inflow towards the token, which will make the price to appreciate. So if the election goes against him too, maybe people will also be afraid, because the emotional issues that affect cryptocurrency is the emotion of fear and greed. So people who believe Donald Trump will win the election are going to buy the token, hoping that when he wins, more people are going to come into the market to patronize those tokens for appreciation in value. So if it goes the other way around too, the same thing will happen. Those who put in money in the investment will withdraw their investment, and the coin will drop. So that's how it happens in most businesses, even in the stock market. If a particular prominent personality fails in election, his company shares will drop. But if he wins, his company shares will go up. That's how it also affects meme token.
Thank you very much, Digital Chief, for the explanation so far. Now that we've known that outcome of elections such as the US election could affect the market, how can investors prepare for potential volatility in the meme token market? How can investors prepare themselves ahead of the outcome of the US elections?
Well, the good thing about businesses is knowledge and understanding of what to do and when to do them. People shouldn't just jump into any business without getting adequate information and know-how. Otherwise, they will continue to make loss. If you want to prepare for these tokens, this is the time to get into the market and buy them and hold, pending the outcome of the election. So when you come in, buy these tokens, you watch as events unfold. If you get a 10x or 500% appreciation in value, and you invested with reasonable money, you should come out of the market, because cryptocurrency is more of wealth transfer, because it's an asset. So those who buy it early and it starts appreciating as a result of the success of the US election in favor of Donald Trump will make more money. Those who follow in later will transfer wealth to those who came in early. So the best bet is for you to jump in early, wait as the election unfolds, and prepare to exit the market as soon as the election goes south. But if it goes good, it can be a lot of money for early investors in the token.
What do you mean exactly when you say the election goes south? Is it say it swings the other way, not in favor of because from the way you've sounded, all of your assertions are based on the victory of the Republican candidates, Donald Trump. So you are saying if it goes south, say Kamala Harris wins, that's what you're talking about by that phrase, go south.
Yes, exactly. If the election goes in favor of Kamala Harris, the supporters of Trump will lose confidence in investing in his projects or projects that are built after him.
Okay, so now, what do you think? Do you think the upcoming election outcome what do you think it could reveal about the long-term adoption of cryptocurrencies in the long run?
Well, in as much as we are praying that advocates of cryptocurrency should be in power anywhere in the world, but at the same time, it is interesting to understand that cryptocurrencies are driven by technology, and technology is no respecter of persons. I keep saying it. So whether the election comes good or bad in favor of advocates of cryptocurrency, the technology cannot be stopped. As the world advances, I said it the other day, as robotics and AI takes over the center stage of the global economy, borderless transactions using technology will take over the payment gateways of the world. So whether the election goes good or bad in favor of advocates of blockchain, the technology cannot be stopped, and no one has been able to hinder or stop the technology blockchain, because it's a decentralized ledger system that is no respecter of any individual or personality.
Thank you very much. Now, what signs should meme token investors look out for in terms of election-related market trends? What signs should they look out for? We are less than 6 weeks away from the US elections. What signs should meme token investors look out for in terms of election-related market trends? What should we be looking out for? What should people be looking out for?
Okay, basically, there will be a lot of meme tokens flying up and down in the blockchain market. But the most important sign or character that should be looked out for in any token is number one, the community engagement in the token, the activities that are going on in the token, and the name of the token. It matters a lot because most people can just see a coin called Donald Trump. And because of the name and his versatility in business, they will jump into it. And if he wins the election, that would be good investment for such person. Now, you can't go and use a name that is not popular, that's not versatile like the current US President Biden. As a matter of fact, you have not seen a single token built after Biden because it looks as if the global political class doesn't like his personality. Otherwise, somebody would also ask, why is it Donald Trump here and there, MAGA, everything about Trump that is flying up and down in the market? So these personalities command influence in the global space and also whatever that involves their name, just like Elon Musk. Hello, can you hear me? Your image is frozen.
Can you connect to my own? Yeah, I can hear you.
So their names make a lot of difference in the meme tokens and its adoption.
All right, thank you very much. So you are saying the trends that people should look out for is the tokens about the key political figures, Donald Trump.
Yes.
Now, I also have one more question. Is there only any token at this point tied to the Democratic Republican candidate Kamala Harris?
Well, I'm a great fan of Donald Trump and Republican Party in the US, even though we are not from there and we don't live there. But he's a businessman I admire so much, and I pay attention to everything about him. I'm not an advocate of the opponent, so I don't find joy researching anything about that name, Kamala Harris.
Is
And
that
I've
right?
not seen any token built in that name at all. I've not seen one. If there is, I don't know, and I'm not interested in knowing.
You're right
That's how
to the call. So now, quickly, do you think the US elections will have a significant impact on meme tokens globally, or is it more regional in terms of influence? Will the outcome of this election affect meme tokens, say across borders, not just in the US, but across, say, Africa, Asia, Europe? Are you saying the outcome of these elections will affect everything globally?
It definitely will. Like I said from the beginning, the US is more like the police of the world and the global powers. Everything that shakes the US shakes the global economy. So the outcome of the election, Trump has been known to be an advocate and promoter of blockchain and cryptocurrency, and you have said it severally and times without numbers. So if he wins the election, it will bring more adoption to the crypto space and blockchain. Not that if he loses, maybe the crypto will be relegated to the background. No, because it's technology. But when a man who promotes and advocates for a particular industry is in power, you will see that that industry will blossom. If I want to go a little away from what we are doing, the impact of corruption in Nigeria has been advanced so much because of the kind of leadership we have over here, which is not a bad reference, because when corrupt free individuals are in power, they police everyone who is corrupt. But when men who have been established as corrupt persons are in power, corruption gains ground. So the US election will definitely affect the global economies depending on who wins. If the winner is an advocate of blockchain and cryptocurrency, it will spur adoption all over the world. Like some nations have adopted cryptocurrency as a means of exchange, as a legal means of exchange. And in those nations, blockchain sells freely. So that's what will play out if the US election favors Donald Trump.
So quickly again, have there been any historical examples where elections or political events have affected meme tokens or the broader cryptocurrency markets in the past? Have we seen anything like this? See political events, elections affecting the market?
Okay, in Nigeria, for instance, when the election, for whatever reasons, produced a president that actually signed blockchain into law, we observed that the noise went abroad to crypto adopters. Now, if the president that came into power was against cryptocurrency and blockchain, the impact will be felt among individuals who are involved in the market. I remember prior to the election, people were moving their coins away from centralized exchanges after the president came into power. And the issue with Binance came against the government. People were moving their cryptocurrencies away from Binance and some centralized exchanges to their private wallets. That's what panic could cause. So if the elections of presidents in nations can affect their economy so much, depending on which area the leadership of the nation advocates for. So when President Tinubu supported blockchain and cryptocurrency, the noise went everywhere and people were joyful about it. But when the issue with Binance came, it became a disappointing issue that discouraged some persons from investing in technology, especially those who don't have adequate knowledge about the industry. Because if anyone understands that cryptocurrency is driven by technology, and technology does not respect individual opinions, they will not hesitate to adopt blockchain and cryptocurrency payments.
All right. One more question again, because during political events, elections like this, there are bound to be speculations. Now, I want to ask you once again, how can investors differentiate between genuine meme token projects and those created purely for speculative purposes, especially during politically turbulent times like these? I mean, times like the current U.S. election, U.S. elections lead up, sort of. So how can we differentiate? Because several things are just flying everywhere.
Yeah, several things are flying everywhere. And I tell people that in every industry, there are bad actors and there are good actors. The bad actors are those who take advantage of the ignorance of the masses to siphon their money, which is evident also in blockchain. So many meme tokens are flying up and down with a lot of hypes that are designed to rug pull actors in the market and players. At the same time, there are good projects that are coming up that have their contract source code renounced, have great activities, and low cap for early entry. So for one to differentiate, the person should be able to look at the tokenomics and the trades of the holdership. Most meme tokens have the top holders, maybe one or two top holders holding over 50% of the total tokenomics. That's a red flag. As much as I advocate that people should do their personal research, at the same time, in such research, you should look at the top holders, who is holding what. Because most programmers can create a token, renounce the ownership, and hold a large chunk of it, So people should be able to carry out researches to find out if the token is mintable, if the contract is renounced, the spread of the token in terms of ownership, and other features that are very salient in the industry, which requires them to make proper research or get mentors to educate them comprehensively. So number one, they should look out for the spread of the ownership. Is anybody holding more than 10% of the total supply? That when he dumps, it affects the entire market. Are there activities in the charts in terms of buy and sell? Is the token renounced? Is the ownership renounced? What's the capitalization? And what is the liquidity like? So all these parameters are important in affecting the investor's decision to invest.
Thank you, Digital Chief, for joining us on the program today. It's been an insightful conversation. We've been talking about how the US elections will affect the markets, talking about meme tokens, the volatility, the market cap, and all of that, the upcoming US elections, the elections which will be held on the 3rd of November. There's been a lot of conversation generally on how it's going to affect the finance world, the economy, and a lot of things generally. Digital Chief here has been telling us the impact of the upcoming elections on meme tokens. Thank you, Digital Chief, for joining us this morning. And for those who would want to reach out to you to, learn more and, of course, for mentorship and guidance on how to break into the world of blockchain and cryptocurrency, how can they reach out to you? Just in 2 minutes, let our viewers know.
Okay, basically, offline, we are in Abuja, FAB Mall, block 95, 3rd floor. You will see Dama Academy. That's where we are, physically in Abuja, area 11. But my number is 070 363 85597 because I run classes online for anybody in any part of the world. But before we close, give me this opportunity to talk about one project that is making wave all over the world now that is built on core blockchain. It's called Core Various. Core Various is a revolution that has come into the global blockchain space that is designed to empower individuals who invest in it. As a matter of fact, it is innovative. I say something about it that it's like this is the vision of Satoshi Nakamoto, the inventor of the first blockchain project called Bitcoin. Because what is built on core blockchain called Core Various is going to generate massive income for its adopters. Number one, because the ownership is renounced, so it's a community project. It is built on core blockchain and verifiable on core blockchain where the ownership is removed. Now, when people hear ownership removed or a contract is renounced, it means that if you go to the blockchain scanner, the wallet address or the wallet address that was used in the development of the contract has been removed. So the creators will not have access anymore to the blockchain to alter the functionalities of the contract. That's what it means to remove ownership of a project and make it a community project. So it's important that people understand this thing so that they will know why they should embrace projects that have its contract renounced as against projects that have its ownership controlled by the owners and they can change and alter figures deployed already. But in the case of Core Various, the contract is removed. The wallet address is removed. So the creators will never have access to alter what is written on the code on blockchain. So thank you so much for the wonderful opportunity.
Of course. Thank you, Prince Ozioma Nwankwo, Digital Chief, for shedding light on the US elections and how it could affect meme tokens. It's been an insightful conversation, and I'm sure our viewers now have a better understanding of the forces at play in this volatile market. As always, our viewers, remember that while meme tokens can be exciting, they carry risks. You are responsible for whatever decision you choose to make. And this is no way, this program is for educational purposes alone. The decision you make as per your financial investments is your decision and yours entirely. And as always, stay informed and do the needful, do your due diligence. Prince Osioma Wankwo, any thoughts for our viewers before we leave?
Yeah, the thought is that the world is advancing and nobody should allow his nation's economy compress his financial situations when they can plug into the digital space and earn in dollars or earn in digital assets, because digital assets have the potential to appreciate in value. So if you are earning $100 daily and you can convert it to Naira, you and I know what it means. With the inflation rate going on, one could be able to feed his family effectively. So blockchain and cryptocurrency is the way to go, apart from every other business people are doing, because it's something you can do on the go with your Android or iPhone. So nobody should stay
Thank
away from the
you.
knowledge.
Thank you very much. Blockchain and cryptocurrency is the way to go. Thank you once again, Prince Osioma Wankwo. And to our viewers, you have heard, and I'm sure you are more informed to make better decisions for yourself. Stay tuned for more insightful programs. And of course, if this is your first time joining us on the program, we've had other series talking about cryptocurrencies and blockchain industry. You can go through our channel and watch our previous videos. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep up with all of our updates. Until next time, invest wisely. My name is Emmanuel, and I've been doing this with Digital Chief. See you all next time.
See you.
Thank you.